Democracy cannot be imported. What is important is the idea of justice.
You have a call for international trade, liberalization, opening up of societies. And then you would see also, you open up, but I will keep the protection of my own society, because the West is the stronger party right now. That is not the proper approach of doing things.
Every Thursday, in this corner, in front of the Cuban mission to the US, there is a group which has a permission by NYPD, and they are threatening us, and they are sending letters, they are making calls. We will kill you, we will cut your throats, we will kill your children and everything. And which one is the reply? How is possible? No, this is freedom of speech. If the US government is fighting terrorism, they had to start from the very beginning, from the inside. So it's not possible to be talking about two terrors. A bad one against the US, which is bad, and the other one coming from the US to third countries, that this is a so-called good terrorism. So this is a double standard.
For example, the United States was advising democracy to the Afghans, but the same country is accepting the Saudi regime, and also the behavior of the Israeli governments against the Palestinians.
In the Everglades area, they are people that they are training themselves for the so-called liberation of Cuba. This is a very public activity, and they are carrying on some weapons, heavy weapons, from where? From the supermarket, from the mall, from where it's possible to get a rocket launcher here in this country, that they have so-called a high alert against terrorism from all the rainbow colors, from orange to red, from yellow. We are suited to this. We have been condemning terrorists in all forms, by whoever, whomever, and wherever is committed.
The Comprehensive Convention Against Terrorism actually tries to define who a terrorist is, and that's it's kind of it's an aphorism, but one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, and it sounds glib, but it very much is at the heart of the issue.
Someone who is under occupation has the right to fight for ending the occupation.
How do you permit people who are oppressed, or who see themselves as oppressed, as having a legitimate way to remove that oppression?
Which exists everywhere. You know, here in this wonderful country, George Washington, when he was fighting the British colonialists, he was called by the British terrorists.
Yeah.
Recently, Mandela was called by the apartheid regime terrorist. Now he's a Nobel Prize. So we have to be sure. When tell me the people that they did September 11th, definitely those are terrorists, and we have to eradicate the people that bombed just 2 days ago, 2 synagogues in Istanbul. This is a terrorist act.
And at the same time, you want to control terrorism. Well, I don't have any magic wand, unfortunately, but acts of violence against the civilian population are never acceptable. If everyone started with that premise, acts of terrorism would be much more difficult to perpetrate.
We're living in a very difficult moment.
You see a very serious hatred of the United States growing in the Islamic world, and you also see on this side from our point of view, a very serious misrepresentation of the Islamic world taking root in the American public opinion.
I was here when September 11 happened. This horrible event took all of us by surprise, okay? And people, when they're taken by surprise, sometimes they're reacting. And when we are reacting, instead of acting, we can be very emotive. and do a lot of harm. You know, I can never forget the day after my daughter was in a boarding school. She called me, she said, Dad, she was crying. My best friend, she came today and she told me, listen, Maria, we cannot be friends anymore. I said, why? You know, just because my parents, and this is the matter of education, my parents told me that you, the Muslim, you have in your, she said, in your Bible, in your book, that you are ordered to kill all non-Muslims. This is such silly.
And this is leading to a phobia, mutually reinforcing. One phobia, sort of Islamophobia here, and what I want to call a Westophobia in the Islamic world. And these two phobias are reinforcing, and unless we take measures to arrest them and hopefully to reverse them, then we are in for a clash.
The happiest people, if the clash is going to happen, are definitely the terrorists and the fundamental. They will be the happiest people. I was addressing some students in one university in the Middle East, and I was a little bit shocked about the hate they developed about America recently, what's happening in the Middle East and in Iraq and this, and you know, they were reacting very violently. Then at one moment, I had to stop this. I said, listen, just let me tell you one thing. Is there anyone here in this classroom who already visited the United States? So nobody raised his hand. I told him, listen, I just want to be very honest with you and to tell you the truth as it is. I'm one of yours. If you go there, the people you are going to meet are very wonderful people, very nice people, very sociable, are going to help you. Don't think that all of them are Al Capone or cowboys. No. Don't mix some of the foreign policy with the people. Because immediately after, they were just asking questions. They want to learn more.
You reflect on the course of human history and what happened in medieval period when Jews and Muslims and Christians were capable of creating a model state in Cordoba and in Granada. Christians interpreted the Muslims, interpreted the Jewish. They created a marvelous culture. Why can't we do that again? So much that they learn from each other. Before Europe went through the Renaissance and the Enlightenment, they opened translating centers to translate Arab treaties and texts from Baghdad to Damascus, Cordoba.